Good afternoon and happy Monday. I hope that you're having a wonderful day. We are going to talk about exercise today. This is something that has been a priority in my life for a long time, and then I kind of fell off the bandwagon and I've jumped back up on the bandwagon again in recent weeks, and I wanted to share with you how I finally started exercising regularly again. So, good afternoon. For those of you who are new, my name is Crystal Payne and I am the founder of MoneySavingMom.com. I am also the creator of the 14-day online course called Makeover Your Mornings, and soon to be the 14-day online course called Makeover Your Evenings. We are launching that on Thursday. If you want a little sneak peek, you can go to makeoveryourevenings.com and see what we're up to. The site is not ready yet, but you can get a little idea of what it's going to look like. So anyway, welcome. So glad to have you all here. Hoping to get back to the gym today. Yes, you can do it. Okay, so most of you know that this is my year of rest, which means that I've stepped back from a lot of responsibilities. I've streamlined my life. I've said no to a lot of things. And one of the things that I sort of kind of had said no to, maybe without a lot of intention, but just because it kind of fell off the priority list, was exercise. And I'd been getting a little bit of exercise, but not anything regular. And that's not really like me, because for years I had made exercise a priority. But I thought, oh, I need to give my body a rest, and my body's tired and it's exhausted, and so I'm just gonna take some time off from exercising, which was probably good for a short term, but then it got to the place where I was feeling the effects of not taking care of myself, of not making exercise a priority. And that meant that I was feeling weak, I was feeling tired, I was feeling lethargic. And I knew it wasn't a good thing, but I didn't really know what to do about it, because I felt like, well, my days are full, and if I add something else, then it's not going to be my year of rest, and then I'm not going to be able to accomplish my goal of having a year of rest. And I don't want to shortchange sleep or other more important things in order to exercise. But I knew that something needed to change, because I was just feeling tired, and I knew that I was not taking care of myself. So I kind of been talking to my husband about this, and for those of you who know my husband, he's really into fitness, and he was bothered by the fact that I wasn't making exercise a priority, although he's so good about not making me feel guilty or bad about it. But he kind of been gently encouraging me in little ways that I needed to make exercise more of a priority. Well, I came to him and I told him one day, near the beginning of this year, I said, I want to get back to regularly exercising. I just can't figure out how to do it and how to make it a priority. And so we talked about it some, and then he exercises, he works out every day in our garage with our good friend and full-time employee, Brian. And so they were working out, and I guess they started talking about the fact that I am not regularly working out and that I need to make this part of my life. And they are both people who've obviously earned the right to speak a lot of truth into my life. And so they came in from their workout that day, this was early February, and basically kind of sat me down and said, you need to make exercise a priority. So how are you going to do that? What are you going to do to make exercise a priority? And I was like, call me out. Yep, call me out. Okay. So that was right before then I was getting ready to leave on my trip for Israel and Italy. And I said, okay, I'm going to make this a priority, but I'm going on this trip. Let me go on this trip, and then we'll talk more about it. So I left on that trip, and on the trip, the very first day, I read the book called Presence by Amy Cuddy, and it's about bringing your boldest and bravest self to every situation. Well, as I was reading through the book, and she's talking about sitting up straight and holding yourself well and holding yourself with confidence, and I realized that because I'm not exercising or hadn't been exercising, I wasn't feeling as confident about myself. And I realized that when I am making exercise a priority, I feel confident about myself. So I knew, I was like, okay, not only do we have the guy's intervention, but then I'm reading this book and I know that I have to make it a priority. But then I'm thinking, well, but my life is full. My life is full of lots of good things and I want to have a year of rest, and how am I supposed to make it a priority? Well, there are 4 things that I did that have really changed my whole perspective and made it a priority, and I want to share those with you today. This is not even one of the things on my list, but I wanted to mention that I got this Jawbone up at the beginning of this year, and I actually got it because I wanted to track my sleep, which is fantastic. And it's been so helpful for me to track my sleep. And I actually researched out which fitness tracker had the best sleep tracker, because that was what I was really interested in. So I got it and I started wearing it, and it was fantastic to help me figure out, okay, I'm not getting enough sleep. What can I change in order to get more sleep? And it was so great for that. But the thing I didn't expect is that it was also going to show me that I do not get very much activity, or there's not very much activity going on in my day, and I'm not getting in hardly any steps. And it was kind of discouraging to realize that I do a lot of sitting. I'm a blogger and a writer, and I spend a lot of time on the computer, and so I do a lot of sitting, and it really shocked me how much sitting I do. So that was kind of another thing for me, not only the guy's intervention and reading that book, but then wearing this and realizing, okay, it's the trifecta of heaping on me, making me realize that I've got to make a change. So the number one thing that I did is that I asked for help. I asked for help, and I actually went to my husband when I got back, or it was actually when I was on my trip to Israel and Italy, and I said, could you help me? Actually, I think it was before my trip. So before my trip, I was kind of feeling like I needed this. And I said, could you help me put together a workout plan? Because I need to do something, but I need your help, because it's not happening on my own. So I asked him. So number one, I asked for help. And I asked him to put together a workout plan, and he loves doing this sort of stuff. And so he did all this research, and he found this book. I think it's called, I might get it wrong, but I think it's called Fitter, Leaner, Stronger, or Stronger, Fitter, Leaner, or something like that. Anyway, it's a workout plan for women. And so he used that book to then help him to come up with a plan for me. So number one, I asked for help. And also, as part of asking for help, then I committed to be accountable. So number two, I committed to be accountable. So I asked for help, I committed to be accountable. And I did this in 2 ways. The first way was that I committed to work out every single weekday with my husband and Brian in our garage gym every single day. And that was a big commitment, because they do it kind of in the middle of the day, and it's an hour to an hour and a half long workout, usually more like an hour and a half. Now that's, with their resting and all of that, and sometimes there's some talking going on too, but that was a big commitment. So I committed to that, so that helped me to be accountable. And then I also downloaded, or my husband did this for me, but downloaded the Strong app. If you go to strong.me, it's the app there, and he put all my workouts into that app. So then every single day I'm tracking every single weight, every single rep, every single set, all that. I'm tracking it all in there, and it's helping me to be accountable, because I can see how much I've done, how much I have to go, what I did the last time I did that workout, how much I lifted the last time, and it encourages me to keep pushing myself. So number one, I asked for help. Number two, I committed to be accountable. Number three, I stated my intentions publicly. And I was scared to do this, but I decided, what, if I'm going to be all in with this workout thing, I need to put it out there. So I stated my intentions publicly by putting on Instagram, I think it was after a week of me working out, I put it out on Instagram and said, I am committing to exercise and work out with my husband every single day, and I'm going to do this, and I know this is good for me, and I know that I need this, and I'm excited about this. So putting that out there really helped me, because then people know, other than just in our home, people know that I'm doing this. And so that helps me to be accountable as well and helps me to actually follow through. So I asked for help, number one. Number two, I committed to be accountable. Number three, I stated my intentions publicly. And number four, I rearranged my schedule. This was the big one for me that I had to really convince myself that the only way it's going to happen is if I make it happen. It's well been said that if something's important to you, you will find the time. You will make the time. And if it's not important to you, you will make an excuse. And I've been making a whole lot of excuses. And so I rearranged my schedule so that I work out before I work on my blog. And that was a big commitment for me to say, I am not going to start my work for the day until my workout is done. Now I'll check in on email in the morning when I get up after I've done my Bible reading and before I start morning homeschooling, but not really sitting down and starting my day's work until the workout is done. And that has really helped me to clear my mind so that I can focus on the workout and not feel like, oh, there's all this stuff and I'm in the middle of it and now I have to stop and I don't want to stop and I need to finish that project. To say, I'm not even going to start in on that until the workout is done. I also had to rearrange my schedule with saying, okay, so when am I going to do the things that I was doing in that hour and a half? And a lot of them I've just had to say no to and to streamline. And here's the interesting thing that I've discovered, and that is with working, I've been working in my online business a lot less. And I've set smaller time frames for it, and I'm getting more done. And I think it's because kind of the work expands to fit the time frame that we give it in many cases. And so when I'm only giving it this allotted time and saying, I'm not going to start until now, then I just can only work in that time frame. And so what happens is it causes me to be more efficient, it causes me to be more productive, and it causes me to be more focused. So rearranging my schedule and streamlining my work time in the afternoon has allowed me to then enjoy the workout and not feel like I have so much that I have to do and this is cutting into that time. It's like, no, this time frame in the day, this hour and a half is allotted for the workout and I can just enjoy it and I can be all there. And so what kind of results have I seen? Well, a lot of different things. One is that I gained 3 pounds. And I freaked out about that, but those of you who kind of been following me for a long time know that I kind of usually teeter at the lowest end of like what a healthy weight range would be for me, and kind of had gone a little bit below that, and so I was kind of more at an unhealthy weight range. And so it like within the first week I was like, oh my goodness. But it's like, no, my husband keeps being like, but you're not gaining fat, you're gaining muscle. This is a good thing, you know? And so I'm tracking what I'm eating. And so we know that hopefully, I think it's muscle. But I feel so much stronger. And that's the thing that's been fascinating to me, is that I feel so much stronger. I was just feeling weak and lethargic, and I feel so much stronger. I'm sleeping better at night. I feel happier, and I feel more confident, because I think I am surprising myself and I am surprising my husband with how much weight I can actually lift. And that's pretty cool. Like, it makes you feel so confident when you're like, I mean, the day that it was like, I did 184 pounds and it was super cool. I was like, I never thought I could do something like that. And I did. And it just makes you feel so confident and excited. And you feel like, wow, I can do more than I often think that I can. And I feel like it's just been good because it's a healthy, something very different in my life, in the sense of that it's not online, it's not homeschooling, it's something very outside of like my normal things that I do. And the other thing is I'm doing it with my husband, and he just loves it. He's having so much fun. We're having so much fun doing it together. And so it's been really great for our marriage too. Now, I know for a lot of you, you're in a very different situation, and what's working for me wouldn't work for you. But I just wanted to share these things with you because I thought maybe it will inspire you. Maybe you are great with working out, but there's something else in your life that you know it's something that you should be doing, that you really need to be doing for self-care, for your family, for whatever. And maybe you're making excuses like I was. And I just challenge you, maybe you need to ask for help. Maybe you need to commit to be accountable. Maybe you need to state your intentions publicly, and maybe you need to rearrange your schedule. And hopefully you will find the joy and the fulfillment that comes from making it a priority and following through with it and feeling so much better as a result. So that's what I want to share with you today. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later.